Hey, hi Saurabh, how are you?
Hey, hi, Varun. I'm good.
Okay, let's start with the Snowflake. Today's topic, Snowflake. So, Snowflake is a basically, this is a trending technology. So, Snowflake is basically cloud-based data solution. So, it is not like traditional data warehouse solution that they are available on-premise or maybe privately organization is maintaining. Okay, so Snowflake does not have their own infrastructure. Okay, so basically they are managing via cloud. Everything they are hosting on the cloud. Maybe it can be Azure, it can be AWS, it can be GCP. So when I say what is data warehouse solution, we need to understand what is the data warehouse first. So data warehouse is nothing like, you can consider centralized repository, so where the data is stored. So you can consider there is a one library, whatever the data, all the data is available in that particular one location. So we you can use that data. Why we require that thing? Basically, using the data, business can do some analysis and provide meaningful information they can extract from their data. Okay, so it will help to improve their decision making. What suppose take the example of retail company. Okay, so in retail company, uh, if sales is happening from one store, okay, sales is happening from one online, okay, and some customer is also giving feedback. So all these data will go to one centralized location, and they will do some analysis which product uh, they want to take, basically which product they want to make a stock in future, what is the demand, what is the trending of which customer is liking which product most, and what is the most popular product. So that kind of analysis if you want to do, you need to have some solution that is called data warehouse solution, data warehousing. Okay, so do you have any question till now, sir?
No, Varun. That's clear.
Okay, so now there are two data processing system is there, that is OLAP and OLTP. The data warehousing solution is come under the OLAP solution, basically online analytical processing. So basically it is used to analyze large amount of aggregated data. So if suppose, as I told, like there is one retail store, they are pulling the data from various source system. Okay, so in data warehouse, basically you are pulling the data from various different source system, and you are uh, storing that data on one centralized location. Okay, so in this one minute. So if you are storing the data, using the data, you want to see what is the trending of data over the past year, what is the sales of the past year. So basically you want to do some kind of analysis. So that is the OLAP, online analytical processing. There is one OLTP, that is the online transaction processing. Basically it is used for day to day transaction. Like if you are going for, suppose you are going amazon.com and you are buying product online, the transaction needs to update, like how many inventories are left, how many units are purchased, everything needs to update in real time. So that's why user can see whatever the products are remaining in that particular product. So that is the data warehousing and these two type of data processing. Do you have any question till now, sir?
No, Varun. It's clear now.
Okay, so I will explain you what is the difference between traditional data warehouse and what is the difference between like Snowflake and traditional warehouse. So we will come with this one first. Why the Snowflake is so popular, we need to see. As I have mentioned, it is a totally cloud based, so it provides advanced data platform facility, that is a self managed service. I will like in next slide I will explain what is that mean. Okay, so it will provide you the storage and processing layer also. You can store your data also, you can process data in virtual warehouse. There is one 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 component is there, that is called virtual warehouse. In that one you can basically Snowflake is doing there processing your data. Okay, so it helps also ETL kind of thing also, like Snowflake provide the ETL tool, whatever like in Informatica we are doing. So that Snowflake is also providing in Snowpipe they are providing, and they are trying, they will help to create visualize board also. Okay, so they in Snowflake it is a highly high level scalable. Okay, so basically you can do scale up and scale out. So in scale up, basically you can infrastructure, you can automatically scale, it will automatically scale up. Okay, so whenever the if you think like you want to use more query or it requires more resources, it will automatically scale up. Okay, and scale out, basically if you want to increase the number of virtual warehouse, basically your query is taking, basically your query needs to more virtual house to run that particular, to process the data. Okay, so coming to this one, as I was mentioning, to self manage. So in this one, in traditional warehouse, basically you don't require that uh, so in sorry in traditional warehouse you require the hardware and solution, the licensing part, and who will manage that software, everything that we need to take care of by third party, or maybe if we are doing in the private, we need to we need to only manage this thing. But in Snowflake, basically we don't need to take care of anything like related to hardware, related to software. If upgradation is there, metadata related management, everything is done by Snowflake. So that's why it is like two self managed service. We just need to go to Snowflake UI, and we just need to log in, and after that whatever query we need to process, whatever data we want to process, we can just we need to focus on our requirement rather than focusing on how we need to manage metadata, how we need to optimize the query, how we need to manage our resources, how can we optimize our resources. That kind of thing we don't need to take care. So another feature we can cloud Snowflake provides cloud infrastructure. Basically, as I mentioned, it is based totally on cloud. You can run on, you can only run on the public cloud. They don't provide on private cloud. You cannot run on private cloud on premise. Okay, so as I have already mentioned here, everything is managed by like from hardware to software installation, everything will be managed by Snowflake. This persistent storage, as I have mentioned already, like it is storing inside your data is also stored inside Snowflake only. In architecture, when we will when I will explain the architecture of Snowflake, you will understand better. Okay, so do you have any question till now, sir?
No, Varun, I have understood. But
Okay, so let's move for traditional, difference between traditional data warehouses and Snowflake. So as you know, in traditional data warehouse, we have to maintain the hardware, software, infrastructure, and maintenance. Everything we need to maintain. Either it can be like third party, or it can be like we need to manage. But in Snowflake, all things will we don't need to manage because it is a cloud based solution. As you can see, this is a true self-managed service. So this thing we don't need to manage. Either it can be hardware related, software, maintenance. We don't need to take care of this thing. Now coming to this scheduling part. So in scheduling part, basically we in traditional data warehouse, we need to use third-party tools, maybe Airflow, Atlas. So if suppose you have written one procedure and you want to schedule it, okay. So in traditional warehouse, we need some like we require some additional tool to schedule that one. But in Snowflake, using task, you can schedule your that procedure. Second point, like next point, database administration. In this one, a traditional data warehouse solution, we require to manage indexing, foreign key and primary key. So we need to manage manually, but in Snowflake it will automatically manage by Snowflake. So they have built micro partitions and cluster key. Based on this one, the your data is distributed like in optimized manner. So yeah, in data handling, basically in traditional data warehouse, you can only process structured data, but if you want to do semi-structured data, you need to use ETL tool. But in Snowflake, you can easily handle the semi-structured data without any additional tool. In data loading, you require basically data loading and unloading, you need to require additional ETL tool. But in Snowflake, using copy command, you can easily do this data loading and unloading. So coming to this, yeah. So next point is data backup. So in data backup, basically you require additional storage for backup the data in traditional warehouse. But in Snowflake, using the cloning feature, you can do multiple data copies, so you don't need to pay extra storage cost. In data recovery, basically when you delete the table or delete the data, it is difficult to recover. But in Snowflake, using the time travel feature, you can easily recover the data. So basically, you're just going some particular in time. This, like suppose there is a time stamp. Basically, you just want to recover that from that time. You can recover the data. So it is like they are providing 90 days, up to 90 days of data, but it is associated, they will charge you something basically. Okay. And there is one another mechanism, that is fail safe. So using that one, you can also recover your data. Okay. So data sharing is also difficult in traditional data warehouse, but in Snowflake it is easy to share. Basically, if they want to, so suppose there is no Snowflake user, you okay, so you can create the reader account. They just go to that Snowflake UI and they just see that how the data is looking. They just reader account, just they are giving to capacity, not capacity, they give you the permission of reading. Okay. So yeah, and last point is CDC. Like whenever in like if the data is changing, so if you want to see which data is changing, in traditional data warehouse we require the ETL tool, but in Snowflake, using the stream feature, you can easily track down what is the changes. So you can easily integrate that into base table. So yeah, so this is the difference between traditional warehouse and Snowflake. Do you have any question, Saurabh?
No, Varun, it's clear.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Let's meet again. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Bye.